Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be talking about why you probably shouldn't learn Reiki online. So this video idea sort of came about after I saw a ton of ads kind of targeted at me in the last year or two for learn to learn Reiki online. And the issue that I have with that is that it completely goes against the idea of Reiki. Now, I'll get into that. And I think that this, I'm all for learning online. That's why I do a lot of my courses online. That's why I'm on YouTube. I was super fortunate enough to have access to a huge psychic community where I learned all of this. But even now, it doesn't exist anymore because the coach that I had moved, and so the whole program is gone. And so I think that a lot of people need to have access to stuff, and that's why I'm super supportive of online classes. But there's one thing I will not teach online, and that is Reiki. And obviously I'm not even a Reiki master, so I can't teach it. So let me get into what Reiki is. Reiki is basically using this spiritual energy that flows through all of us. I mean, I'm not going to label it because a lot of people see it as white light. A lot of people see it as spirit, call it what you want. It's what flows through all of us. And basically in Reiki, you use that energy, you clear out those energetic blocks, and you basically put your hands over people and try to move that energy around to help heal them. So this is a very in-person sort of thing. Now, there are people that specialize in online Reiki, and it can be done. Part of the class of Reiki, they do teach you how to do long distance Reiki, but I think you still have to learn how to do it in person to understand what it feels like and how to use it. So the whole idea of Reiki is that it's very clairsentient. It's using the clair of feeling, and so I just feel like in person you can get a much better idea of what that feels like. So when you're working with a client in person, it feels totally different. And some of the problems that I had is I am not very clairsentient. I don't feel things with my body very much. I'm very clairvoyant and clairaudient, so I hear and I see. But clairsentience is just not one of my strong suits. And so it was hard for me when I was learning how to do Reiki, because even though I was there in front of the person, I was having a very hard time feeling that energy and pushing it, like feeling it through my hands. I could see it, I could tell in general where it was, but I was just having a rough time moving it and dealing with it. And so it was great, not only because I had a coach there to actually help me in that moment, I also was getting Reiki done to me. So, we would flop. I would Reiki my partner, and then we'd flop and she would Reiki me back. And this is actually where I met Allison, who, I don't know if I've mentioned her before in my videos, but we both went to the Aspen program and we stay in good touch. And she teaches life coaching now, intuitive life coaching, which I would highly recommend. But it's great because you get it done to you, you get to practice on real people, you have a coach there. It's a very complicated process. I mean, the Reiki itself is not complicated, but understanding how you work with the energy and how you feel it is very particular. And I feel like if you're just watching a video course, you don't get that hands-on practice. And I mean, there's pushback. When you are Reikiing someone, you can feel their energy affect yours. And so I think it's really important to actually feel what that's like. The other thing about online Reiki courses is that you don't know who's teaching you. So when I got my certificate, you can see on the certificate who my coach was, Karen Fox, and who taught her, and who taught them, and who taught them, and who taught them. You can track it back to whoever was the first person to teach it, supposedly. And I trust this system. It might not be exact, but what I love about this is it feels more real. It feels like you are part of this community that is passing it on. That is the point of Reiki, is to pass it on, to pass this energy along to one another. I'm not completely bashing the online Reiki. I just think it's one of those that it's a very easy sell, and they might not actually be helping you do it correctly, and you don't know who's teaching you, and if they're giving out that certificate of where they learned, do they actually know what they're talking about? So I know it can be expensive, but it's really worth going to an actual teacher, because they also attune you at the beginnings of classes. They set you so that you can do Reiki. That's really hard to do online. It's a very in-person sort of thing. I just keep saying that, but again, it goes against the whole principle. I have a hard time seeing how you can learn without actually having the physicalness of it, because that's what it's all about. So if you're looking for Reiki practitioners and you want to learn how to do this, look for Reiki masters. There's all sorts of online links to find people in your area. Go into metaphysical stores and ask them, hey, I'm trying to learn Reiki. Do you know of a Reiki master? And make sure that you are learning Reiki from a Reiki master. So there is level 1, level 2, and level 3. I'm level 2. I never learned to be level 3. Level 3 is all about teaching other people. Level 1 is just like the very basics. Level 2 is where you start to get into long distance Reiki. And then level 3 is learning how to coach other people. So you want to find a level 3 Reiki practitioner. If you can, ask them to see their certificate, ask them to see who they learned it from to make sure it's legit. Theoretically, they should all have this certificate that is passed down from who they learned it from. I love making sure that you guys are getting the proper information and the correct information, because in the psychic community, unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of people that take advantage of that don't really understand how it works. So if you have any more questions about Reiki, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and always remember to trust your own intuition.